Welcome to Easy IELTS Show or Ask Easy IELTS Show. It's episode 7 and today I'm gonna describing about the reading strategies, reading things just for you guys. So there are a couple of things which I always keep in mind whenever I am preparing or whenever I am thinking that I should do a couple of things or keep things in mind. The first one is my target is always like I do one question in 1 minute. So what that makes me do is I complete all my 40 questions in 40 minutes. So I just attempt all of those, whether I solve it, I find it or not. I just do, I just attempt once all the questions, whatever it is, all the 40 questions in 40 minutes. So what this thing does is all the easy questions first of all. Let's say I just complete 30 easy questions or 25 easy questions in the one go. So I don't have to care about those. I just do the easy questions first and leave any difficult question for the last. So that in the last I don't have like one passage left whenever I have like 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes the time left. So in that time I just do all the difficult questions. It can be 5, it can be 10. So I employed this strategy of doing one question in 1 minute. So in my IELTS exam I completed all the 40 questions in 45 minutes, just 40 minutes. Happened reading skills were improved because I always read. So what that made me is that I just completed all the my 40 questions in 45 minutes. All the easy questions I did at first, and all the the difficult questions I kept it for the last. There was a second passage which was quite difficult. I didn't had any clue where the answers were, so I left that passage for the last and attempted first and third passage first, then I went on for second passage. So that was quite tricky, but in within 45 minutes I completed all my 40 questions. And why I'm describing this is you should also do the same. What you should do is in 1 minute you should complete one question, and then just for example you can attempt 40 questions in 40 minutes. Let's answer of 25 questions in 40 minutes. Now you are left with for 15 questions and you have the time left is 20. 15 questions 20 minutes. One question you will spend 2.33 minutes for one difficult question and 1 minute for one easy question. That's what you have to do. Attempt all the questions at first, and then you have to spend the rest of the free time attempting the free questions. Sorry, attempting the difficult questions. That's what you have to do. So easy questions you will spend 1 minute, and for the difficult question you will spend 2.33 minutes or about 2 minutes. The management, time management is the best according to this. Do all the easy questions at first, and then attempt all the difficult questions. That is the key for the time management. If you guys think that we don't get the time, how do we manage the time, this is the key. Attempt all the easy questions at first and all the difficult questions at the last. That's it. And second strategy. Some people say that we get 5.5 bands, we get 5 bands. It's because we left the third passage. Why? You should not leave any single passage unattempted. You should do it. Your time management should be accurate, to the point. That's the key. What you should do is uh, for example, you need 6 bands, so you need to have at least 3 questions correct. And for what recommends is uh, there are 26 questions in 2 passages. So suppose you get 20 questions correct from the 2 passages, and you have third passage. Now what you have to do is you have to get only 3 questions correct in order to get 23 questions correct or getting the 6 bands. So do this thing, get 20 questions correct from first 2 passages, and then 3 questions in the last single passage. So what will happen, you will get 23 score, and then your bands would be 6 bands. Say correct 6.5 bands in consistency, only then you should fill your exam. Otherwise, it is time wastage or you will lose bands, because there is always a difference of zero point 0.5 bands. It can increase or it can decrease. So, unless you get 6.5 bands in consistency, only then you should fill your exam, otherwise, don't, because it can decrease your band score. There are chances that you may get less band score of 5.5. But what you should do is you should always get a 6.5 in your practice days, only then you should fill your exam. So another thing is that what students do is students usually start with the headings first. That is bad, because whenever you start with headings, your band score decreases because of poor time management. Heading should be done at last. At last. What I do is I always start with the true false not given, yes no not given, or fill in the blanks, MCQs, because I get the answers of these in serial order. When you get the answers in serial order, what will happen? You will get an idea of the whole passage, what the passage is about. So afterwards, when you have the idea of the paragraphs of like A paragraph, B paragraph, C paragraph, then attempting the headings would be easier for you guys. Attempting headings would be pretty much easier, because you will already have an idea of what is written in the passage A, passage B, passage C. So doing that makes the chances higher of uh, you know finding information. You will already have the idea what is written in passage B, for example. So finding the heading of passage B would be easier for you guys. So if you start doing the headings first, you will not have idea what the passage A or passage C is about. But if you start by the listening, the fill in the blanks, the MCQs, you will have more data, you will have more idea what the passage is about. So that's the key. You should do the headings at last. And more things is, the one thing which I always say is read. You should read the newspapers, whatever those are. The news, the magazines, the articles, online articles, you should read it. If you think that the how we are going to spend the money, you can get free newspaper online. Just go to the Google Play Store or App Store, and then what you have to do is you have to just type in any famous newspaper, and you will find the e-paper free of cost. You can see it, you can read the whole newspaper free of cost. For example, if you want to read the Tribune, go to Google Play Store after this video, or App Store, type in the Tribune or the Indian Express, open install that application, then tap on the e-paper. There would be an icon for the e-paper, and when you click that, the whole newspaper of today would appear before you. Then read as you please. You can read as much as possible for as much time as possible. That's up to you. So read. You should read. If there is any other problem, like you don't get how to know the headings, or how to just find the headings, you don't know other things about the headings or MCQs, just text me. I'll tell you how to find those MCQs, headings. These two are the main problems of the students, and I have already uploaded the videos regarding the same on my YouTube channel. You can go and check that out. And if you find any other problem, there is also a video where I recommended various things you should do if you're preparing, if you have time, what TV series you should watch. In that video I have included all of those things. You just have to go to my YouTube channel, go to the playlist, then go to reading lessons. There you will find 3 or 4 videos, and there I have described all my favorite, all my the vocabulary learning material I have included in that. Vocabulary, the phrases where you can improve your reading, all of the things are included in that video. And getting the 6 band strategy. So any other thing you guys want to have, or anything you guys want to ask me, uh, you know about reading type of, you don't idea, you just need to find words. That's it. So that was the video about today, about the time management, how I completed the uh, 40 my all the questions, all the 40 questions in 45 minutes. That the strategy I have described in this video of this today's episode. I have included all my strategies in here. So now we are heading to your questions, and I'll give you my answers. Okay, so first of all, Sukhvinder Singh, Sukhvinder. So he's saying that his exam is on 22nd. And okay, I have not made the prediction video yet, but most probably it will be uploaded by tomorrow. So there are a couple of things which I would like to share. First is the task 2. Task 2, in the last 2 sessions, it was agree and disagree. So it's highly unlikely that it would be continued in the next exam. So you better be prepared. The other things, like other types of advantage, disadvantage, the two-part question types, and other discuss both views might come, because it hasn't come yet in recent exams. So you should better prepare for those. And for the task 1, I would recommend practicing the map, process, and the line graph. Okay, so next is Preeti Bhatia and Sandeep Bhogal. Sandeep, good evening, good evening. And Preeti Bhatia, hello sir, I feel that fill-in summary is so tricky. How can solve it effectively, because it is so time consuming as well? Okay, so solving the summary is pretty quick, because and I also always recommend to do at last, but before the headings. Do all the questions at first. Go like this. First of all, do the true false not given. Then do the fill in the blanks or MCQs. True false not given, yes no not given, MCQs. Then fill in the blanks or summary, and then you should go for the headings or find the information. So what next you have to do is, you need to have an overall idea what is described in the whole passage, because when you have it, only then you can describe the, you know no, you can find the answers easily. That's the key. You if ever any time you find the keywords, but you are not sure which word would come, which would be the answer, the my strategy is translate and compare. Translate the question and the passage, and then compare both, which words are already included in the question and in the passage and which are missing. The missing keywords, the missing important keywords are your answer. You should write that answer which is described in the passage in important keyword, but it is not in the question. That is the key. Translate both and compare. You can easily do the fill in the blanks, true false not given, or MCQs, or all of the, I would say, all type of questions in the reading can be done with the help of this by translating and comparison. Employ that strategy. Okay, so next is mostly for solving summary. It consumes a lot of time as well as okay. So you should find the keywords from the question in the passage, then use the translate compare strategy. No problem. I will describe. Um, I will address to your problem. The writing consists of various things. There are 4 parameters on which you should work. First is task achievement, cohesion and coherence, lexical resource, and the last one is grammatical range and accuracy. So, in the task response or task achievement, you should address to all the points. You should describe all the things which are asked in the question and you are expected to describe in your writing. So all describe the ideas, describe your ideas in the task. Next is lexical resource. Lexical resource, in that you have to describe the synonyms and you should describe the words, the vocabulary, the collocations, phrasal verbs you can use in this. And in the cohesion and coherence, so there are two things, cohesion and coherence. Cohesion and coherence you should I would just describe in a simple way. One is to logically arrange your ideas, and the second thing is to uh, link your ideas. That is it. Cohesion and coherence. You can use the connectors for linking your ideas, like firstly, secondly, thirdly, moreover, furthermore, afterwards. So these are connectors which you can use to connect the ideas. And there is also uh, in one thing, you have to logically arrange that first idea is linked properly to the second idea, and then second idea is logically arranged to the third idea. That's it. And the fourth one is grammatical range and accuracy. So in GRA or grammar, you should describe all the all the your variety of describing the sentences. The simple sentence, compound, complex, conditional, passive, interrogative. You should describe all the sentences in your writing, only then you will get the good band score. So you should work upon all the four these things. Can I make a structure of the every essay and apply in my examination and when I do practice? Yes, you should make a structure. You should follow the structure. Like what I follow is, I always write 2 sentences in my introduction, 5 sentences in my two body paragraphs, and single sentence in my conclusion for my writing task 2. So in that I have generally I use while and but also type of sentence in my introduction, and I always use one simple sentence in both of my body paragraphs, and followed by the complex sentences. Mainly the examiners are there for checking your ability to describe the complex sentences. That's it. You should describe the information in complex sentences as much as possible. You can get the more bands with that. Okay, next is Falgun Patel. I am facing problem in match the information. So match the information, as I have already described, is what you should do is you should find the keywords in your reading, in your question. So when you got the words, you should find those specific words in your passage. For example, when you find when the question contains the number of authors or any specific place, so that's what you have to find, those words in your passage. So when you got those words or words which are important in the question, and then you find those words in the passage. You can compare both question and the passage. If the information is somewhat same, your answer is there. You can easily do it. So match the information, or match the headings, find the information, all kind of these, all words, all the questions can be attempted by finding the keywords. The keywords are those which are important. The words like the, of, in, at, these are just wastage. You should not focus on those mainly for finding the keywords. The words which are important, the words which make the sentence important, those are the words which you have to find in the passage. Okay, so next is how I take 7 in writing, what I need. Well, whenever you are having a target of getting 7 bands, you will not get it. You should make your target higher. So and there are task descriptors in which the detailed information is given. Sorry. So you can get 7 bands. What kind of writing goes for 7 bands? What kind of writing goes for 8 bands? And what are the things which are needed for getting 9 bands? You can find those in the British Council or IDP website. And after this video, I will describe or I will put in the comments the task descriptors, what kind of things make your writing of 7 bands or 8 bands. So I have already described. You after this video, this episode is over, you can rewatch it, and but I would describe in a quick way: grammar, accuracy or grammatical range and accuracy, cohesion, coherence, lexical resource, task achievement. These 4 things you should work on, all these to get 7 bands or 8 bands or even 9 bands in your writing. Okay, so sir, I am facing problem in harding. Harsh Patel, please describe what your what's your doubt is. I don't get the idea of what is harding. Okay, so next is Falgun Patel. So what should I do first? I have to read question first or read paragraph when I am. Okay, always start with the questions. You don't have to read the paragraph at first. You should read the questions while you are starting. When you start reading, you should not go for uh, reading the passage. You should always start with the questions. If the first set of questions are headings, then you should avoid it. You should always do the other question types like true, false, fill in the blanks, or any other type. You should always do the headings that after attempting all the questions of that passage. Just let me take an example. You just started practicing of your reading, then uh, you find that the first 6 questions are headings and the next 7 are true false. Then you should go for true false first, read the 2 first true false questions, mark out the keywords, find those keywords in the passage. After attempting all the 7 true false not given questions, then head to the headings. Then start the headings. Then do all the headings. So if you're not sure how to do the headings, you can find the video about doing the headings in my reading lessons playlist of my YouTube channel, and just head over to that and then do the strategies, do the things which I have described in that video. So what? Okay, next is I'm facing problem in heading. Okay, I have uploaded a video about doing the headings where I have included all my strategies, all my things, all my tricks, what I do in a detailed way. It's about a 20 to 25 minutes long video. Okay, next is hello sir, रीडिंग च बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, मैं बहुत रीडिंग करी है बट मेरा स्कोर नहीं वधिया आਉਂਦਾ. So might be your problem, Harmanpreet, is that your time management might be the problem, or your reading skills are not good. What I recommend is you should read always, but with understanding. If you are not reading with understanding, then you are not getting good bands. If you are writing the any other words in place of your answer, you are not going to get bands. Always, whenever you find these kind of problems, translate and compare. Start with that. Start doing that. Translate and compare. If you are not good at reading, because whenever you are not going to get bands, your band score is decreasing, your reading skills are the ones which are the culprit, which are the criminals of yours. So what you should do is you should always try to read as much as possible, try to find the answer why your reading score is not good. You should think about that. You should always have, the feedback of yours why your score isn't good. That's the key. Okay, if there is any other doubt, you can ask right now. Okay, one more thing which I want to share with you. Today I attempted two readings, and in those two readings, I got seven bands, and I completed both of those in just 30 minutes. All the 40 questions in 30 minutes. So what you should do is you should improve your reading skills. So that's for today. Thank you. If you have any further doubt, you can comment on this video, and please do watch my next episode next week Saturday at same time 8 p.m., and I will describe about the speaking. So that's it. Thank you. I am facing problem in MCQ of listening. Okay, what you should do is in listening MCQs, you should listen to the audio. Okay, this might be hard for me to describe in English. I'll just describe in Punjabi. ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਟਾਈਮ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਆਪਦੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਆਪਸ਼ਨਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਓ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ। ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਫਿਰ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ ਕਰੋ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੋਇਸ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਐਂਡ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕੀ ਕਰੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੋਇਸ ਆਏਗੀ ਪੈਨਸਿਲ ਲਓ ਅਤੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲੋ, ਆਪਸ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲੋ, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਆਪਸ਼ਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਉਹ ਕਰੇਗਾ, ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੇਗਾ। ਅਤੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰੋ, ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਆਨਸਰ ਲਗਾਤਾ ਉਹ ਕਰੈਕਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਹਾਂਜੀ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ 'ਤੇ ਆਏਗਾ ਉਸਦਾ। ਨਹੀਂ, ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਵਰਡ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਨਹੀਂ ਆਈ ਵੁੱਡ ਨਾਟ ਡੂ ਦੈਟ ਥਿੰਗ, ਇਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਗੁੱਡ ਫॉर ਯੂ। ਸੋ ਉਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਆਨਸਰ ਗਲਤ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਵੀ ਡੋਂਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਲਦੇ, ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ 'ਤੇ ਜੰਪ ਕਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ। ਨੈਵਰ ਜੰਪ ਟੂ ਦਾ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ, ਆਲਵੇਜ਼ ਗੋ ਵਿਦ ਦਾ ਵੋਇਸ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਬੋਲਿਆ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਉਹੀ ਸਹੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਸ਼ਨਸ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਆ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਣਨੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ MCQs ਨਹੀਂ ਸਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ, ਲਿਸਨਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਹੋਰ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟਿਸ ਕਰੋ, ਵਾਚ ਨਿਊਜ਼, ਵਾਚ TV ਸੀਰੀਜ਼, ਡਾਕੂਮੈਂਟਰੀਜ਼ ਦੇਖੋ YouTube ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ, ਟੈਡ ਟਾਕਸ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਸੋਰਸ ਹੈਗਾ, ਵਾਚ ਆਲ ਆਫ these. Today's era is internet era, and you can find each and everything free of cost on the internet. Just go and watch as much as possible. I have spent thousands of hours into listening and reading all kind of, so that made me improve score, that made me improve my listening 8.5 bands, score 25 bands. So what you should do. So today's last, MCQ and reading are the biggest enemy. How can I improve it? Okay, and MCQs you can go for the, I don't remember the strategy name, but I always search for those options which I am definite that they are wrong. Always cross out the wrong options in your